Hey everybody, welcome back to Champion Sons and our NCAA football series with the Texas Tech Red Raiders. And we have got an episode for y'all today. We are going to be facing off against our nemesis, the Texas Longhorns. But before we get into that, let's take a quick look at some recruiting. We need to finish off doing some minor scouting work. Um, and this guy is it's the last guy that we haven't scouted. He's a 61 overall, but look at that, 66. Finish off scouting him. He just improved 5 points. Now, downside to doing the scouting first is we are trailing on him quite a bit, right? We have some points to spare, but being 1150 down, he's a two-star linebacker, so even though he did improve 5 points, I'm not sure what all he's really going to be able to bring to the table for us. All right, so let's take a look at some of the other guys that we have on the lineup here. Jeremy Small, we still got a pretty comfortable lead. Same thing with Rob Williams, both being defensive tackles. Now, Lewis Turner, we are down on him. He's a 69 overall halfback. He's more of a power runner, which is something, we could really use that. So we are going to increase that to 250 to try to take the lead over to bring him back more to our team. But one of the backups that we do have is going to be Scott Fitzpatrick, a balanced running back out of Florida. And if we can get him on board, I think that'll complement our run game that we have pretty well. We might actually be able to fold him a little bit more into the passing game, which will be pretty good because looking at our linebacker or our wide receivers, we are kind of trailing behind on a lot of these guys, which is kind of surprising. I know we changed our offensive style. But to be behind, granted, TCU's ahead of us, right? So I kind of get, but I still think we'd have more wide receivers, at least leaning more towards our school than what we definitely do have at this point. Now we do have Rodney Leak. He's a 64 overall receiver who's number one, but we need to try to get some of these higher up guys. To join our offensive squad, and maybe the later on we get in the season, if we can play better. We are only 2 games in, 2 big wins though, but being only 2 games in, maybe our performance, as long as we're not locked out, can really help us to kind of seal the deal on some of these guys. Clinton Davis, we got a good lead over TCU and Texas on him, so I do add some points and offer him a scholarship, kind of just to drive home that interest in these guys, so they know that we're really actually trying to go get them. So same thing with Rob Williams, Jeremy Small. We've already offered the scholarship to, and so we're just kind of trying to tip off some of these guys to kind of really fold them over to our team and get them basically on our side. Kyle Hales is 66 overall. We do need to finish off. Scouting him, and look at that. He jumped up to 69, 82 acceleration, good agility, good ball carry. He's someone we definitely need to look at. Now, he's only a 3-star. He is a balanced back out of California. And so we've got, like I said, a pretty decent lead. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of points on him. We are going to add just some to kind of round us out at the 6,000 that we have weekly. But I think we're setting ourselves up pretty good in the backfield. Definitely need to work on the receiving core some, going through and scouting. But, hey, we'll get there once we get there. But right now, it is time to jump into it as the Longhorns are here in Lubbock, visiting all the way from Austin. The number 23 Texas is a 43 pass offense with a 3 rush offense. They're ranked 83rd as far as passing touchdowns and 15 with rushing touchdowns, where we got 68-10. 8 for passing, 2 for rushing touchdowns, our rank. So I think, it's set up. We are ranked 10 points higher, but this is obviously going to be a tough game. They have been just beating us down the last 2 years. They're the last team we actually lost to, and I think they're going to be the biggest hurdle for us to try to clear over going forward in the future. We play them every year. So we're going to have to step up one of these seasons and put a beat down on them. And why not have it be this year? At this point in time, I think we are ready to take that jump. A win against Texas would really push us in the right direction. But it is something that's not going to be easily done. And, any type of performance you get against this Longhorn team, you really cannot take them for granted. Even at number 23 in the nation, with us being number 13, we cannot slack off on this. We will pay for it dearly if we allow that to happen. So we are going to get underway with our first possession here of the game. 8 minutes to go in the first quarter. We fired over. We got Rivas on the right side, breaking tackles and pushing his way all the way down to the 30-yard line, picking up 17 yards on that one. Holt finding the open man quickly, which is what's really going to be needed. If we can get this passing game to help us open up some of that option run and then kind of let them feed off of each other, we can become an unstoppable offense. And look at that. Rivas is fired up about this one. As we now have a 1st and 10 at about the 30-yard line on the Longhorn side of the field as we go 4 wide with Birch in the backfield. Holt in the shotgun. He's got the snap. We're rolling out to the right, trying to find some space, but we got nobody there, so Holt's going to take off and pick up about good 5 yards. Little late hit out of bounds, but that's kind of something you expect in these rivalry games. So no flag, no harm, no foul, as they're saying. It seems in how they're going to call it today. So 2nd and 5 now from the 25-yard line. Holt in the shotgun, 4 wide once again. And this time he hands it off to Birch. Big hole open over the middle. Birch makes a cut to the left, but is dragged down at about the 15-yard line. He'll pick up 10 yards on that carry. That's his first rush of the day. We cannot forget about Birch in the backfield. We use the option a lot, which, they tend to dive after Birch. So we use Holt, kind of kick it to the outside, but we cannot get away from handing it off to Birch. On the next play, we go right for him, and he cuts it right back across, and he's going to pick up about 5 yards. Maybe if we had continued to go a little bit further to the left through that kind of hole that was open there, we might have picked up a little more, but I'm not going to second guess that at this point. As it does bring us to a 2nd and 5. This is the opening drive of the game, and we're coming out with 5 wide once again. Holt. That's a little bit of play action. Holds the ball. Fires over to Sparks, breaking a tackle. And Hunter Sparks is going to get 6 yards on that one, down to about the 5-yard line, and bring up a 1st and goal for this Red Raider offense. And so now this is where we have to capitalize. We've struggled against the Longhorns in the past in this area. We've got to capitalize on it now. Holt is going to be in the shotgun with 3 wide. Option keeper Holt powers forward, lowers his shoulder. He's into the end zone. Oh, my goodness. Oh, baby. Oh, baby, touchdown Tech, as we will get an early lead here. And that is an authoritative opening drive in this game. They were not able to stop us at any point. We go 9 plays, 65 yards, in just about 4.5 minutes of game clock. And that is going to give us the early lead here, 7-0. Now let's take a look at what else is going on in the Big 12. Baylor starting out the season 0-1, opening up Big 12 play against Cincinnati, and they've got a 7-0 lead right now. So after that, here come the Longhorns on their offensive series, their first one back, as they have it now on our side of the field at the 35. Fernandez drops back, fires it over to Thompson over the middle, and he's going to be brought down after a gain of about 5 yards as they move it a little bit further ahead to just on the other side of the 30-yard line. Terrence Fernandez is 2 for 2 for 26 yards on this first drive. And got to get him slowed down. We've got to interrupt this passing game. And he's going to actually run away, and Robinson is going to chase him but miss a tackle. Fernandez breaking tackles, lowering his shoulder, picking up 11 yards on that scramble. We've got to make these tackles. The more we miss, the more tired we're going to be, and they're going to be just working their way down the field. So now 1st and 10, going hurry up. They hand it off to Marshall, breaking him. Oh, he's unstoppable. Marshall's going to march into the end zone. You've got to be kidding me. Oh, that was pretty bad. Anthony Marshall bowled through about 5 defenders. We could not touch. I mean, we grabbed a hold of him multiple times, and he just broke every single tackle. As they go 69 yards on 6 plays in just over 1 minute of offense with that hurry-up offense play style that they have. And they have now got this game tied up. We've got to make some adjustments here. And so after we do get stopped and punt the ball away, here comes the Longhorn offense once again going in the hurry-up now in the second quarter. Just at the start of it, right on the other side of the 50, Fernandez. Play action, rolls out to his right, and he's going to find Alexander in the flat, breaking another tackle, and finally we bring him down. Alvin Alexander picked up 8 yards, but he probably should have been dropped back for about a 4-yard loss. Fernandez is 7-7, still perfect on the day so far coming into the second quarter. Now going in the hurry-up. They're going to have about four wide receivers, it looks like. No, three, and they get the snap. Fernandez hasn't. He drops it off to his tight end, Alexander, once again over the middle. He picks up another 8 yards. That is becoming a killer for us. Our linebackers are not able to keep step. We're trying to cover ourselves. We know we don't have that great of defensive backs. So we are struggling in the pass coverage. And they're going to hand it off, but this time he runs into his own blocker as we just got earholed and just pancaked to the ground. But, man, he ran right into his own blocker and got the crap knocked out of him. Marshall did as he stumbles backwards for a 6-yard loss, as they now have a 2nd and 16 at the 36-yard line. And instead of going hurry up, it looks like they're going to regroup after that play. As they come out, 3 wide receivers set and a pistol formation. Hand it to Marshall up the middle. He's going to be hit, breaking a couple tackles, but is finally brought down and only gets a gain on 1 yard. But look at that. He is staying down on the ground. That is not going to be good for the Longhorn offense if he comes out of this game. And judging by their formation they have, I'm pretty sure he is out for right now. And that's not good, coming with a 3rd and 15. Fernandez in the shotgun, 4 wide. He's got the snap. Pump fake. Fernandez has all the time in the world. We finally get some pressure on him right as he throws it, and he's going to miss that throw as that pressure did finally get to him. He had all day, so great coverage. Use of the zone on that. And that's going to set up a 51-yard field goal for this Longhorn offense as they try to take the lead here. We haven't been trailing very often, since the last time we got beat by the Longhorns. And they will now add on to this one, take the lead 10-7. And looking at what's happening in that Baylor game, looks like Cincinnati did tie it up, but Baylor got a go-ahead score once again as they have set 14-7 in the second quarter. Now still the score 10-7. Longhorns driving after they stopped us once again. Marshall does look like he is back in the game. And I say that because I see our defenders flying in through the air as they try to hit him. He's got 31 yards on 6 rushes. It's about 5 yards per carry. We really need to stiffen up on that part of the defense. So 2nd and 10 here for the Longhorn as they hand it off to Marshall. Big hole open over the middle, but finally we do get him brought down. And that is our beast coming out of the backfield there. Defensive backfield, that is. Our safeties are pretty big hitters, and Anderson's been with us for a couple years, and we know that we've seen him lay the lumber on some big backs before. Now on a 3rd and 2, Fernandez scrambles the blitz work perfectly. Oh, wow, Mark Armstrong gets back there from his blind side, was able to get through a hole, just sped right in front of the guard, couldn't keep up, and we're going to bring Fernandez down. So that will give us a chance to score here in the final minute of the first half. And we are moving. We have a 1st and 10 at the Longhorn 37-yard line as we're going to be going 4 wide in a shotgun formation. Holt has a snap. Scans over the field, runs to his left. He's going to take it on his own, and he gets a big hit, but he's brought down after a gain about 7 yards, right to around the 28-yard line, bringing up a 2nd and 3. Holt's got about 39 yards rushing on the day. He has been scrambling. A lot more than what I want to see him doing. So now 2nd and 3. Time is ticking away. Holt has a snap. He's going to roll out to his right. Fires it over. He's got Kyle Jones into the end zone. Touchdown Tech. Oh, my goodness. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Holt stood back there in the pocket. Jones looked like running just a standard slant route. But Holt delivered it perfectly. Let the defenders come up and dropped it in over. Saw the mismatch right there. Kyle Jones with the speed makes the catch and gets it into the end zone. And we are going to take the lead here right before halftime. And as it looks like we're trying to make it 14-13, and we'll boot that one through. So just before half, we get a big-time play from our offense. That is what we've been looking for in this one. We haven't had it up until this point. We scored on the opening drive, and this has been the only other drive that we scored on since then. So the drive to open the half and close the half, we do punch it in for 2 touchdowns, and that's going to give us a good lead here. Not a safe lead by any means, but it is something that we're definitely excited to see because we're not in this position. At least we haven't been the last 2 seasons. Right? And Holt has been taking charge of this one. Whether it's been him on the ground rushing for a little over 40 yards or right at about 40 yards, He's been scrambling. The offensive line we knew coming into the season was going to be a little bit of a struggle. And so we knew we'd have to scramble a little bit more, but this game it's been kind of a lot for him. And now he's finally, I think, starting to feel a little bit more comfortable in that pocket when he delivered that pass and able to make space and time for himself back there. And our defense, I'll say this, we got ran over in that first drive. We have really kind of knuckled up since then. So looking at it, Longhorns got 99 passing yards and 70 rushing yards, while we're at 104 each for the passing and the rushing. Time of possession, you can't really take that too much into account right now just because of the style of offense that the Longhorns do run. And so now we are going to jump into it here in the third quarter at the start of the second half, and the Longhorns are moving as Fernandez drops it off to Matt Anderson for a 4-yard gain. And that's going to bring up 2nd and 6. However, they are on the Red Raider side of the field now at about the 44-yard line, 45. So Fernandez has it. Little draw play to Marshall up the middle. Pennington coming from the safety spot is going to bring Marshall down for a 2-yard loss. Wow, he shot through that gap and just laid the lumber to Marshall right there, putting him down for a loss. Big-time play by our safety, because if he misses that tackle, Marshall is gone for a really big gain, if not a touchdown. So now 3rd and 9 as we're looking to try to hold this Longhorn offense. Fernandez comes out in the shotgun. 3 receivers to the left. He sends Marshall in motion. Fernandez has it snapped. Good pocket. Drops it off to Morton. But Josh Morton, he's only going to get 6 out of the 8 yards needed, and that's going to bring up a 4th down now. And they would punt it away to us. However, we would do nothing with it. We would go 3 plays and out. So once again, the Longhorns have the ball here now 7 minutes to go in the third quarter. And this is not, they're trying to not have the same story happen with their first drive of this second half. However, Fernandez does find Morton for about 11-yard gain over the middle to bring up a 1st down. So here they are, 1st and 10, about 35-yard line on the Red Raider side. They send a man in motion. Fernandez hands it off to Jackson. He's going to be hit hard in the backfield. Josh Jackson will lose 4 yards on that play. What a big hit by Aaron Johnson. He's been a great, fill-in for us at linebacker. It's really his first year being a premier type backer and playing pretty much all games, and he has really stepped up in this one. Came through with us for us in the first couple games, getting the interception. Now making big tackles like that. And Andre Hayes, another one of our linebackers. He was great for us last season, and now he's playing even more exceptional. He's got 9 tackles already today. That was a big one, as that brings up a 3rd and 12. Now, Fernandez still in the shotgun formation. Bringing pressure. He's going to break that one and finds Marshall, but he'll get walloped over the middle. So Marshall needed 12 yards. He's only going to get 6 yards on that reception. Anderson just lowered his shoulder into him, and we're starting to hit him. I think they're going to start dropping these passes if we can continue to put our shoulders right into their chest like we have been. But they're going to try about another 50-yard field goal, and they are going to boot that one right on through. So good thing we do still have the lead here. A couple drives into the third quarter by the Longhorn offense. We're still leading 14-13. And look at this. Notre Dame struggling. 28-21. They do have the lead, but they are playing it against Wake Forest right now, who is 0 for 2 on the season so far. So Notre Dame's kind of struggling right now. So back to it, about 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. Birch, as you just saw, is out right now with the wind knocked out of him. We're going to give him a little bit of time to rest. So that will bring in J.R. Kennedy. And we hand the first play off to J.R. Kennedy, his first run really of the season being with the starting offense. He picks up 2 yards, but we are on the Longhorn side of the field at the 41-yard line as the time is starting to tick away near the end of this third quarter. So we're going to come out in a pistol formation this time, 3 wide receivers. Option handed off to Kennedy. Big hole open. Kennedy opportunity right now. 7-yard gain. He is taking advantage of his opportunity right now. He's got 5 rushes for 29 yards here in this one. That's a pretty big performance for a guy who doesn't really play a whole lot to come in against this defense and do that. So now 1st and 10 from about the 30-yard line. Holt, 3 wide receivers in a shotgun. He's got the snap. Fires it off to Kennedy. We're giving him plenty of action. Kennedy gets hit and fumbles it. But he fumbled it out of bounds. Thankfully, it was not recovered by anybody. He just did not see that hit coming, I don't think. And he gets walloped after about a 6-yard gain. And so we do maintain possession. It is 2nd and 4 now from about the 24-yard line. Holt's going to be in a shotgun formation. Run a little option keeper. Holt has it, cuts it up the middle, making a man miss, and is finally hit and brought down after a gain of about 5 yards. He's got 66 rushing yards on the day with a touchdown he had in the first quarter. So Holt kind of picking up this team, putting us on his back, and really trying to make a stand here. So now it comes out 4 wide shotgun formation once again. Longhorns bring a blitz. Birch back in the game, and he's making his presence known as Birch picks up 11 yards and brings us into a goal-to-go situation. Chris Birch has got 56 yards on 13 carries. So we definitely need to look at getting him the ball a little bit more often. And that'll actually bring us to the end of the third quarter. So the Longhorns put up a field goal. We are held scoreless in this quarter. Our offense, though, has finally kind of started clicking right now. And that's a pretty good sign. Better late than never in this type of situation, as we are still holding on to the lead as it stands right now. So fourth quarter here in Lubbock against our rival, the Longhorns, a team we have not beaten the last 2 seasons since we came to Tech. And now we have an opportunity to expand on our lead from the 7-yard line. Holt in a shotgun formation. Drops back, scans over the field. No one's really open, rolling out, and he'll just throw that one away. Holt's 10 of 17 with 110 yards and 1 touchdown, but no turnovers, no interceptions. So he's playing smart, which is what I like to see. I don't want him to play stupid and have that one turnover that we really don't need to have happen. So on the 2nd and goal, he comes out, hands it off to Birch over the middle, and he's going to score the touchdown. 7-yard run for Chris Birch up the middle. Oh, my goodness. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Chris Birch took a good handoff from that pistol formation and just straight up the gut. The hole opened up, and oh, crap. Did y'all see that? Look at that replay. They're going to challenge this one. Yeah, here it comes. Coach's challenge. I mean, you can say whatever, but yeah, look at that. He got nailed. Smith for the Longhorn defense came through and put the hit to Birch. I don't think that ball got across. They're going to put us down at about the 6-inch line. All right, so not the touchdown we were looking for, right? But hey, we're going to be right up there. Okay, and let me just double check. Yeah, they're going to take our touchdown away. Play is reversed, so we're stuck now at the 6-inch line. 3rd and goal, though, and the clock is going to start moving again. We do lead 14-13 here in Lubbock against the number 23 Texas Longhorns. About 6 inches away from pay dirt and expanding on this lead. We're on 11-play, 59-yard, 4.5-minute drive. And this time we hand it to Birch, and he is going to score this time. Oh, my goodness. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. How many touchdowns can be scored on a 0-yard run? Not many, but Birch just did it. So get your guns up, Tech. This is our kind of football right now. As we have expanded on this lead, we are making it an 8-point ball game. And that is a beautiful sight to see. A touchdown and 2-point conversion is the only way they can tie us right now. Ooh, taking a look at a little shocking score. Arizona, number 20, loses to California 38-35. Little interesting Pac-12 action going on right there. But, now we've got our lead 21-13. And here we are. We're going to advance it a little bit up into the fourth quarter, about 5.5 minutes. We've been able to stop the Longhorns, and we are driving on them right now. Holt on an option keeper. Holt picking up 12 yards. And that's going to bring us to a 1st and 10. And this is a type of scoring drive that we need. One, do not make the mistake that gives them momentum. But this is a drive that can start to separate us out from who we were in the previous season and actually try to put this game away and out of reach with a score. Now from the pistol formation, a little bit of play action. Holt rolling out to his right. He's got nowhere to go with it and fires it in. I was talking about not making that stupid play. We kind of attempted it right there, and thankfully it didn't bite us in the butt. However, Holt, the pass does fall incomplete, so now it is going to be 2nd and 10 from the 12-yard line. Just under 5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Pistol formation. Holt hands it off to Church. Big hole. He's still going. Picking up 8 yards. Chris Birch picks up 8 yards. He's got 92 rushing yards on the day. So not the same rushing attack we had last year, but just as effective when we're needing it. And so he picks up 8 yards. The clock is going to continue to tick down some more. 3rd and 2. Got to be careful. We are 7 of 11 on third downs in this game. You know, a field goal puts it into a 2-score game as they try it. What a play by that Longhorn safety. They brought the blitz and Holt fired it over the middle on that slant. I mean, it was a great play call. But that defender made some sort of Superman leap and knocked it out of our hands. So Harris will kick that one through, and that's going to give us an 11-point lead now. 24-13 here in Lubbock. And look at that. Cincinnati, who had a great season last year, made it to the Big 12 title game, loses their first Big 12 game to Baylor. Now, UCLA, number 2, the team we beat, they did put it to Stanford 41-34 as Florida takes out top 10 Ole Miss and Notre Dame barely escapes out of Wake Forest. You know, some interesting things happening there in the top 10 with teams like Ole Miss losing. If we can hold on, we should be able to move up in the rankings pretty dang well. And so now here comes a Longhorn offense. They're not ready to go away just yet as Fernandez finds his man over the middle. And that's a big-time pass play as that gets him down to about the 20-yard line. There's under 3 minutes to go, so we definitely need to prevent a score. Now Fernandez in the pocket. Pressure comes, bouncing off some guys, and is finally slung down by Hayes after basically slung forward for 4 yards. So 2nd and 6 now as they are at about the 15-yard line. Trying to punch this one in. Our defense is bending, but we need to make sure they don't break. Fernandez hands it off to Marshall to the left side. Armstrong comes at him from behind and brings him down after only a couple yards, and that makes it a 3rd and 4 now. So here we are, 3rd and 4 from about the 14-yard line. Fernandez into shotgun formation, 4 wide receivers. He's got the snap. We bring a blitz. He throws it. It's going to be intercepted by White in the end zone. He got both his feet down. Wow. They throw that little corner route, and White just jumps up, and that's an NFL interception. Both feet down on the ground. What a great play by this defense, as that will shut down this Longhorn offense. And they're going to review it. Of course they are. God forbid we make a defensive play. He was easily in bounds by about a good yard or so. And that was perfect timing on that interception. They had us beat if they were going deep, but they had to cut it short, so we end up jumping that route, and we do get the interception. Now they will stop us and force us to punt the ball back to them, so here comes this Longhorn offense once again. 1 minute to play in this game. They got to go the length of the field. The score is still 24-13, so they got to put up 2 scores. So I do definitely feel better about it. And they're going to spike that one to stop the clock, and now it's 3rd and 10. They almost would have been better just to run a play. So like I said, I do feel better. An 11-point lead with under a minute to go. Onside kicks are pretty hard to recover, so I'm fairly confident with what we got. If we can just stop them, get the ball back, we'll just kneel it out. But we've got to get that stop first. And so now Fernandez, we bring a blitz. He's going to fire over and find Josh Morton for a 3-yard reception as we do finally bring him down. We've kind of held him in check for some of this second half. So 4th and 7. The Longhorns come set. Pistol formation. We bring a blitz. He's under pressure. He's going to find Jones in the flat. And Jones, he's still fighting forward. You've got to be kidding me. Jones, we had him wrapped up with, who is that? Williams or Singletary on that side, and he was not go down. We've got to make these tackles. And so here we come, bringing the blitz once again, trying to get him to feel uncomfortable, and he fires it over to Marshall, who's not going to fight Wilson like the other guy did. Marshall will run out of bounds, stops the clock. 2nd and 2. They are on our side of the field at the 39-yard line. We need to get this ball back and just kneel it out. I hate allowing them to have possession. So 2nd and 2, 24 seconds left. Fernandez, pressure comes down the middle. We're going to leap up and knock that one down. Lawrence Anderson, our safety, he's been playing all over the field for us today. Got the deflection on that one. Been making some big tackles like he always does for us. So great play by him to knock it down. 3rd and 2. Now there's just 19 seconds left. And this one, Fernandez drops back, fires it over the middle. Robinson is going to take it and get finally brought down after a gain of 8 yards. Not Robeson. And that'll give Fernandez 200 passing yards on the day. So 14 seconds remaining as they are going, hurry up. As they get the snap, and they'll just clock that one. Now there's 10 seconds to go. 2nd and 10. I'm definitely feeling good, but hey, I will never count anything until the clock hits zeros all the way across the board. Everybody's on their feet here in Lubbock. 24-13 is our lead. Longhorns come out into pistol formation. Fernandez has a snap. Scans over, fires it to the right. Franklin's going to jump up and get that one. Franklin does it again. He's going to give us the ball back. That'll shut down this Longhorn team, and we will now finally stake our claim to Texas here, as we have forced the Longhorns to leave Lubbock in shame with that interception. What a play by our defensive backs on these last 2 drives by the Longhorn offense. Really shutting them down. And that's right, we're going to show this kneel down. I don't normally do that, but this is a big one for us. We haven't beat them the last 2 years. We finally put it to them. We get that monkey off our back. This was a win we really needed. And I think now this kind of proves we're ready to take that next step. And looking at the play of the game, it was a touchdown at the end of the first half. Holt delivered a beautiful pass to Kyle Jones there. Had the mismatch on the defender, but perfect pass, and we get that touchdown. And that really would be, I would say, more or less the difference maker. That gave us momentum. Sure, they got the field goal at the start of the second half, but that's really what separated us out. Holt played a great game. Kyle Jones, fabulous in that, coming in from the receiver point. And look at that. Holt is going to get player of the game. 119 passing yards, 84 rushing yards. The 2 touchdowns. Could not ask for a better performance from him and this team. You got to be proud of the way these guys played today. And we have finally gotten over that last little hurdle that had been haunting us from last season. It looked rough in the beginning. Our defense kind of got ran over, but we held tough, made the big plays when needed, got the turnovers that we needed. Our defensive backs, White and Lawrence, cannot, ask for any more from those 2 young guys. So that's a great way to finish off this episode. And while we get ready for the next one, I do want to remind y'all to hit the subscribe button if y'all have not hit it already. And if you did like today's video, give us a thumbs up, as we do really appreciate that, and it does help out the channel. So now that we've gotten past the Longhorns, we will open up Big 12 play in the next episode against Kansas and Iowa State. It will be a double feature, and so I will see y'all in that episode, everybody. So as always, stay safe, and well, y'all know how it goes by now, right? Later, y'all.